Oh, hey. What am I starting with? Hi, I'm George, apparently, from Beijing Trees, apparently. My first song is My Number by Foles. It's a banger, innit? It's funky, I don't know, it's just me. What's my next one? My second choice is... No, it's gone. I remembered. Little Lies by Fleetwood Mac. I feel like that summarises a lot of the 70s and 80s music I love. Again, it's a banger. What's not to love? Third choice. This sums up my kind of electronic music, and I love all that kind of stuff because I have absolutely no idea anything about it, and it's just so confusing to me. But it's Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger by Daft Punk. That was like the first Daft Punk song I got into, and I love all of Daft Punk. They're amazing.
I'm just going to clarify real quick. My name, the three songs, and then I explain them. Hello, my name's Ian. I'm in Beijing Trees. And these are my three songs that I choose. Yeah. The first song, I think, is a given. It is probably my favourite song of all time. It's American Pie by Don McLean. 8 minutes long in total. And I know all of the words. And it never fails to be interesting to me throughout. My second song is a Front Bottom song, because the Front Bottoms are my favourite band. And I really struggle with picking one because they're all so good. I'm going to say Twin Size Mattress by the Front Bottoms. It's probably their most popular songs, for a good reason. The second verse, I hear the Jaws theme song. I want to enjoy myself, but I hear the Jaws theme song on the back of my head. Yeah, that lyric. That one that Nick said. And then when he comes in with, I want to contribute to the chaos. I've never felt something so hard in my life. So for my third song, again, really struggled because I didn't want to omit a large part of myself, and there's loads of different aspects to my personality that I feel like are exemplified by different types of music. Drum and bass, Fall Out Boy, all of this stuff, but Nick said a Fall Out Boy song, so I'm not going to do another Fall Out Boy song. I'm picking Man Don't Care by JME and Giggs. JME's voice makes me just smile. It has one of the best lyrics ever, when Giggs says, kill him with D, kill an MC, digestives, cinnamon tea. Blew my mind when I heard that. Beautiful song.
Hi, I'm Nick from Beijing Trees, and these are three songs that made me who I am. The first song is Head First Slide into Cooperstown on a Bad Bet by Fall Out Boy, from one of the best albums ever made, in my humble opinion, Follow Your D. Everything about that song is near perfect. The storytelling, the orchestration, the way it crescendos. Is that the right word? Canon crescendos?
Crescendo build, yeah.
Crescendo, whatever you just said. The second song is Forrest Gump by Frank Ocean from his album Channel Orange. The first time I heard that song was in my first summer after university. I was falling asleep on one of my really close friends' sofas after a pretty long night, and that song came on in a speaker, and I'd never heard a song like it. And I just fell in love with that song and Frank Ocean immediately, and it's been in almost every playlist I have ever since. My final song is Rupert Holmes, the Pina Colada song.
Absolute cheers.
The drum beat on that song is the same 8 bars looped over and over again, because the drummer, Rupert Holmes, booked to play that song in the studio, came in absolutely wasted, and he only managed to play 8 bars in time. And because that was all analog tape recording, they just cut his 8 bars in the perfect place and looped them over. And that's how the song Drum Beat happened. And I just love that song so much.
Hi, I'm Callum from Bears and Trees, and these are 3 songs which made me, or really important to me, or something. The first song is Streets of London by Ralph McTell, which is really, really lovely song. Apparently my mum used to sing it to me while I was a child, and so it's really sweet. And the market which he talks about in the song is Surrey Street Market, which is in Croydon. It's like the oldest market in London.
which I found out after I loved the song. It just kind of adds that little bit of connection to it, which is why I love that song. My next song is Oh Well by Mayday Parade.
Oh, what a song!
This song is so important because for ages, Nick and Ian were trying to get me to listen to pop punk as a broad, massive genre. And then that song came out, which I think was like 2011, probably. Yeah. And that was when I was like, this is incredible. So I can date directly to the day, probably, when I started listening to pop punk because that song came out. And I remember the video being like this mental, like, cartoon kind of thing. Absolutely incredible song, incredible band. And then finally, my last song is Magnum Mysterium by Morten Lauridsen, which is a choral piece by a Norwegian composer. And it is just absolutely gorgeous. I don't just listen to pop or indie or rock or whatever. Classical music is a massive part of what I listen to. So I really needed to include that song. And if you've never listened to choral music before, classical music before, listen to that, because if you don't love those harmonies...
Hi, my name is Callum,
and we're Beijing Trees.
Beeps and teeps. That was perfectly in
That
time,
was so
I
good.
think.
So we decided to pick 3 songs as a band that we like too. So our first song is Give Me a Try by the Wombats. The Wombats are one of the bands we all like with all our heart, and they're a massive inspiration to us and our music.
Lyrically, musically, stylistically.
Animal related as well.
Animal related. There are 3 members
Can be
of the
better.
Wombats and
there's
3 members here.
Good counting.
And Nick.
What's our second
Was
song?
it Anna Sunday we just...
Oh yeah, Anna Sun by
Walk the Moon.
Walk the Moon.
Walk the Moon.
It's a good song, but
Big
that whole
Moon.
album is
Insane,
absolutely
yeah.
incredible.
It's a really good album.
Third song is T-Shirt Weather by Surfer Waves. It's a song we listen to all the time in our first year as a band when we were first starting to do gigs and like driving about, and it like encompasses such a really nice time in our band when we were young and naive and
Had no worries.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is that
Now
it?
get out of my house! TikTok by Kesha.